What's happening, guys? Okay, welcome to the second part of my Yorke Peninsula trip. And really, if you're going to do Yorke Peninsula, you should have a week, because there's a fair bit to see. But we might get back here in a couple of years' time and do it properly when I can get a bit more time off work. But we're going to see what we can. So today we are just leaving Edithburgh, which is, I'll put a map up now and show you where we are, and I'll zoom in and show you where we've come from and show you Yorke Peninsula, and then I'll show you at Edithburgh and where we went yesterday. And we're heading from Edithburgh, which is about, I think, on the heel of the foot of the peninsula, and we're going to head right down and around to the toe. And there's a little spot there called, well, the wreck of the Ethel, which I haven't seen for about 30 or 40 years. It's a wreck on a beach, and I don't even know if any of it's showing. It's still on the map, but it keeps getting smaller and smaller because it was a steel boat and it's rusting away and the sand gets washed up over it. But I'm interested to go and check it out, and there's a few other places on the way. So we'll have a bit of a look around the bottom here, then start heading back up, and then this afternoon start looking for somewhere to camp, and hopefully go for a fish somewhere along the way, or maybe at the campsite tonight if I find a place I can fish from. So that's the plan, and we better turn the camera around and show you what I'm looking at, which is going to be a dirt road for most of this trip, because there is a main road out to my right, but that goes right down the centre of Yorke Peninsula. This coast road, I think there's a lighthouse down here somewhere and a bit of other stuff, so I thought we'd go the tourist route. So we better turn the camera around and show you what I'm looking at, and that means it's time to start the music. Okay guys, second video of Yorke Peninsula. So just in case you missed the first one, last week's video, we're based here in South Australia, just below Adelaide at Tailem Bend over here. If you follow my arrow, you'll know where we are. And we cut up here through Adelaide in last week's video, and up here to the Yorke Peninsula, which is the leg here. And last week's video we ended up down here at Edithburgh, and this week we take off from Edithburgh and we go for a bit of a tour. We cut down along the bottom here, all the way down to the wreck of the Ethel, which is something I wanted to see. That's all down in this little park down in here. So wreck of the Ethel was here, and then I get a bit bored. The weather's windy, it's rainy. I was going to camp the second night or tonight up in there, but I end up going back to a little gorge, getting away from the beach. We travel all the way back up here and up through Clair, and then we go up to Burra. So it's a fairly long trip we did, and then down to the World's End park. It's a little park just in here, and it's at the Burra Creek Gorge. I don't know if it shows it on here. There we go. So there's where we camped, World's End Gorge at Burra Creek. So great little camping spot. So that's where we went in this video. So at this spot you're pretty much looking straight back across the Gulf to Adelaide, and on clear days you can see it. It's a bit cloudy out there at the moment, but on the clear days you can just sort of see the outlines of the hills over there. Looks like there'll be some nice waves here on a good day. So just coming up to Trowbridge Point Lighthouse, got some pretty good looking crops out to the right and some bit of wild weather in the ocean out to the left. Fairly windy day today. Beautiful scenery though. So this is a heritage trail all the way down along the bottom of Yorke Peninsula. There we go, Trowbridge Point Lighthouse, right on the heel of the foot of the peninsula. Looks like there's binoculars up there, so looks like you can climb up it. Not too sure. I don't think I'll be climbing up it. Looks a bit bloody tall. I'll get a nosebleed. Nice view from up here. Oh damn it, it looks locked. I would have gone up there if it wasn't locked. So this is Port Morawi, I think that's how you say it. This is their boat ramp. Nice little shacky town, not very big. And this is probably the only beach along here, a little sandy beach. I love a good windmill. So this is Kangaroo Island Lookout. So we're right on the ball of the foot of Yorke Peninsula, and I can see Kangaroo Island out there in the distance. I doubt if this camera will pick it up. It might do, but yeah, interesting. Kangaroo Island out in the distance, and Adelaide back out to the left, which we cannot see. On a clear day I reckon you'd see Kangaroo Island pretty good. Got a nice rainbow going out over onto Kangaroo Island. My rough guess, about 60 kilometres to Kangaroo Island. And here we are at Marion Bay. Great little seaside town. Got a lot of shacks here. Go and check out the jetty. I don't mind a little tiny windmill as well. So when you get right down the bottom, it's a national park and you have to pay to get in, or you could get through without paying, but you might end up with a big fine. So you just do it online, It's only $12.50. So I've got all that done. She's a rugged old coastline down here. So here we are at the wreck of the Ethel. This is the reason I wanted to come all the way down to the bottom. I don't know how much we'll see. She's pretty windy, so I'm hoping my microphone's working. Get some good waves down here. Oh, I can still see it. Oh, getting blown off here. Bloody hell. Looks like there's steps down the other end, you can get right down to the bottom. But this is far enough for me. See a lot more than I thought. I heard it had been covered up with a fair bit of sand, but it's not too bad. Okay guys, we've done the full loop around the foot of Yorke Peninsula and we're back at Marion Bay and it's lunchtime, so you got to have fish and chips again for lunch. So we'll see what it's like. It was pretty good value. It was about 12 bucks for one piece of fish and chips and $2 extra for two pieces, so I thought that was pretty good value, even though I probably can't eat it all. But we'll give it a snap test and see what it's like. The chips look interesting, but we'll check the fish first. Oh, good snap. Very good snap there. And the other bit looks even better. It looks crispier. I'm going to do that one there. It's a bit hollow. That's a good snap test. Very good crunch. Chips are pretty good. I'm not too sure. Pretty much on par with the one on last week's video, although I think last week's video the fish was slightly better, a bit more of a snap, but this is very good. 8.8, that's my review. Marion Bay. Okay guys, so after having lunch and doing the food review, I've been trying to think about where I'm going to camp. There's a few spots the other side of Yorke's Peninsula to camp, but it's blowing a gale here, and I'm thinking I'm going to head back up off of Yorke's Peninsula and to the bottom of the Flinders Ranges. There's a place I've wanted to go to for a while called, what is it? World's End Gorge, or World's End Campground. And it's at Burra Gorge, I think. So I don't know, I reckon it's going to take me about 3 hours to get there, but it's going to lead me closer to home so I can get home tomorrow. I want to be home by midday tomorrow so I can start editing, because it'll be Tuesday and I've got to go back to work Wednesday, so I need to get it done Tuesday. So unless I find another nice spot along the way, the plan is we're going to go to World's End Gorge and see what it's like there. I like to camp where there's water, so a lovely little creek would be beautiful, so we'll see what it's like. And it should be pretty good up in that area, the lower Flinders Ranges. They've had a bit of rain, so it should be a nice little drive. So when I get closer, I'll turn the camera around and show you guys what I'm looking at. And when I do that, I'll probably start the music as well. So catch you guys in a couple of hours. So we're just in the famous wine district of Clair, or the Clair Valley. And I've taken a few bloody wrong turns on the way. The signposting hadn't been that good. Hopefully we get to our little campsite just before dark. Probably got about another 30-40 minutes before we get there. But that's the Clair Valley. So we're now at the bottom of the beautiful Flinders Ranges, which we'll definitely do a trip there one day, but it's really need a week off to see everything in the Flinders. So we're just heading to Burra, which is about, I think we've got about another 20 k's to go, and then probably about 15 minutes out of Burra and heading back to Wakery. So we're nearly back up to the top of the river again to find the World's End turnoff and the campsite. So still hoping we get there before dark. Have taken a couple of wrong turns and stops and turned around, but bit of luck we get there before the sun goes down. Catch you guys in a minute. So here we are, quite a few caravans back behind us that we just passed. We'll just go for a drive up here and see what we can see. Looks like it probably comes to a dead end. Spare spot there with a fire pit. Looks pretty nice. We might pull up just this side of that van at that fire pit. I'll just go for a quick look back here and show you before it gets dark. We'll have a look down here and see what the creek looks like. A little bit of water in it, not much flow though. Looks like there might be a nice spot right down by the creek. This next turn. We'll take the shortcut. I kind of like this spot down in here. Right on the creek. Someone's had a fire there before. So this is it for the night, guys. Burra Creek Gorge, little free camping spot. Creek's over there, a little bit of water flowing in it, but not much. Fairly windy today still, but the van's cutting it out. No cook up tonight, I'm still full from my fish and chips today. So I did sneak in a bar of chocolate though, so that'll be tea. So we'll catch you guys in the morning. Okay guys, that's going to finish this one. I got up nice and early and I'm back home now. Not a bad morning here at Tailem Bend. Bit of a fresh northerly coming from my right. All the leaves off the willows down there. But yeah, good weekend. We'll catch you guys next week. I think we're heading to the motorsport park. The V8's are on, so something a little bit different. So I'll try and not do too much of the motorsport, more of the camping and the cook-ups and that sort of stuff, but that's where we're heading with a few mates. So we'll catch you next week out at the Bend Motorsport Park.